Hey guys, welcome back to the stream once again. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, as always, I am Robert Storms. How are you guys doing today? It's been kind of crazy lately, man. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It's been kind of crazy. I haven't been streaming for a while. I haven't been streaming for a little bit now, and that's because well, I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, so right off the bat, just want to say, hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome, Mario. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk about Amazon Prime's The Boys today. The Boys. The Boys. I keep saying The Boy or Boys. I never say it right. It's The Boys. But, yeah, guys. So we're going to talk about The Boys. We're going to talk about some spoilers, some stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, the series yet, just know that yeah, there's gonna be some spoilers, man. Some stuff I couldn't say in my review yesterday, and we're gonna kind of talk about that, you know. But before we get to that, I just want to throw it out there, guys. If a bunch of you guys wanted me to get a PO box, well, I have a PO box. So if you guys want to send me anything in my PO box, you can send whatever you want to Robert Storms, P.O. Box 1447, Winter Haven, Florida 33882. Once again, guys, if anything you want to send, you can just send it to that address. I'll do the unboxing videos like I always do. The address is in the comments or in the description box of every video. So, yeah. So we're gonna talk about Boys today, guys. 'Cause I'll tell you what, this series is insane. This is an insane series, and I didn't know what to expect from it, to be honest with you, because a lot of people were like, Rob, you gotta watch. Who's your favorite? Robin? No, Robin's not my favorite. My favorite comes down to two people. Well, okay, I have one favorite. Okay, I have one favorite character, and it is Frenchie. Frenchie's my favorite character, only because, you know, this is a character that I think he's conflicted a lot of times in what he's doing, but he has a reason and he's a good person. And I felt with his story, you know, I really felt connected to his story. And I think this is a character that has a code about him. And I really enjoyed his character a lot. I was a fan of Robin for the big 10 minutes that she was in the show. I was like, oh, this like, I didn't know what to expect from the show. Okay, I didn't read the comics, you know, and everybody's like, you gotta watch this. I watched this trailer. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. It kind of feels like a cheesy Watchmen or something like that. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. So I watched the first episode, and like I said in my review, if you're not automatically hooked with you know, if you're not automatically hooked within the first 15 minutes of the movie or the show, you're not going to be hooked. You know, what happens in the first 15 minutes of that show will determine whether you're into the show or you're not into the show, because it's insane. You have this character who is what's the name of the main character? The main character is like Dewey or something. Like, I don't even remember the main character's name. The main character, I don't remember his name. But you know, this is a character that, you know, doesn't do anything. Like he does stuff, but he's not willing to talk up for himself. He's not willing to ask for a raise. Not willing to do certain things. And you know, his girlfriend's pushing him. And then within 10 minutes, what's up, Danny? Within you know, 15 minutes, she gets murdered by the people that's supposed to protect her. And it threw me for a loop. I didn't know what was happening. I was watching it, you know, I'm like, oh man, I really like this character. She's really sweet. You know, I can see where she's going to be like, you know, the girl behind the guy and all this. And I was like, oh, she's really sweet. And then I'm like, oh, what the fuck just happened? And within that first minute, Huey, thank you, Dave. Within the first 15 minutes, when that event transpired, I was like, I hate that motherfucker. He needs to die. That guy needs to die. And then slowly throughout the season, you realize that they're all pretty much like that. They're all pretty much douchebags. You know what I mean? They're all pretty much douchebags. Whether it be A-Train, whether it be Homelander or Ezekiel, or like the majority of them are douchebags. Even I don't remember the invisible fucker, man. Even he was a douchebag. The Wonder Woman chick, I keep forgetting her name. I just call her the Wonder Woman chick. You can see where she does bad stuff, or she allows bad stuff to happen. She doesn't try to stop it, but she's kind of conflicted with it. And that's it's crazy. So before we go further on, A-Train, dude. A-Train and Homelander, dude. Fuck them guys, man. Fuck them guys to hell. So I finished just the show a few days ago, maybe about 5 days ago, and I Translucent, yeah. I didn't stream. I haven't streamed for a while, and that's because my little girl Sammy has been sick. You guys remember Sammy? She pops in some of my videos sometimes. She pops in while I'm streaming. I'll pick her up. Well, Saturday night, Sammy passed away, and she wasn't doing good, and she passed away on Saturday night. So I didn't go to work yesterday. I called in, and I kind of stayed by myself, and try to do some housework. Try to get my mind off it. Trying to get my mind off what's going on, and this morning I went and I got her cremated this morning. So. But yeah, and I didn't do any videos either. The videos that were uploaded yesterday were videos that I pre-recorded days before Sammy passed away. So I came home Saturday night. Me and Autumn were in the bedroom. I was going to either do a video or live stream that night. I can't remember what I was going to do. And, Autumn stayed in there, and then I came in there, and we were there when she took her last breath, and I picked her up. I held her for a while. I cried, and it's really hard. She was going to be 18 next month. Next month she was going to be 18. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys know. So that's why I haven't been streaming for a while. I got stuff on my mind. But So the poor little girl, she passed away. She was my baby, man. She was my baby. But, hopefully she's with her brothers and sisters now, I'm hoping. So, I can't wait to get her back home. I got to find a nice place for her urn. But, yeah, this was a tough one for me. Only because, I know I'm saying she was going to be 18. I had her for 14 years. Autumn had her before, Autumn had her when I moved in with Autumn. So, but guys, so just wanted to say my little girl, she's gone. I miss her. So with that said though, let's try to get back to doing this boys review. I just kind of wanted to bring that up and kind of let you guys know what was going on behind. For those of you that don't have me on Facebook or what, I just kind of wanted you guys to know. But Queen Maeve. Okay, so yeah, anti-Wonder Woman. So back to the boys. Like I was saying before in my non-spoiler review, if you're not down with this show within the first 15 minutes, you're not going to be down with this show. Because what this show did in the first 15 minutes is stuff that a lot of shows don't do within the first hour. Like within the first 15 minutes, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys. But within the first 15 minutes, if you're not automatically against A-Train and rooting for Huey, then it's insane. So, you got to be, like, they do such a good job saying, look, these superheroes aren't what you think. And I like to put it on the I like to compare this to Watchmen, because if Alan Moore did Watchmen in modern day with cell phones and stuff like that, Holden comes in with a super chat. You're Bubba the Love Glove. I Golden Holden. I don't even know what the hell that even means, my friend. I don't even know what that means. You're Bubba the Love Glove. I have no idea what that means. What is that from? That ain't from the show, is it? You're Bubba the Love Glove. I'm trying to. I don't remember hearing that in the show. I mean, granted, I binged it all in like 2 days, so I might have missed it. Oh, you're Bubba the Love Glove. I honestly don't know what that means. Is it from the show, guys? Is it from the show? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. But yeah, with it, and one thing I said in my review that a lot of people kind of corrected me on was that I felt that the end kind of made it look like Butcher was lying the entire time, because Butcher had to, like, one of my favorite scenes, right? There's like a few scenes in that show. It was like an 8-episode season. And there was few scenes that I automatically can play back and remember in my brain of what happened that season. One was A-Train running over Robin, because that pretty much sets you up for the whole show. The other one was the Deep and the Dolphin. The other one was the Deep and the Lobster. The Deep and Comic Chat comes in. The boys are way better than Watchmen. Nah, man, I disagree. 100%, my friend. The Watchmen is probably, not only is The Watchmen, in my opinion, and it's my favorite comic book movie of all time, The Watchmen is one of the best comic books of all time. Like, The Watchmen was phenomenal. Like, it's amazing. The Boys is good, but I'll tell you one thing right now. If it wasn't for Watchmen, you wouldn't have The Boys. That's a fact, my friend. Comic Chat, that is a fact. If it wasn't for Watchmen, if it wasn't for Alan Moore and the greatness of Watchmen, you would not have The Boys. That is a fact, my friend. I would put money on that. And so I remember the A-Train running over Robin. I remember the Dolphin. I remember the Lobster. I remember, but one of my most touching scenes, I think, of the whole season was when Carl Urban's character is sitting on the bench and he's telling Huey about, Homelander raped my wife. She came out here, sat on his bench for 3 hours, and then she left. And, the Gills violation. Oh my God, dude, that was fucking nasty. That was nasty. But yeah, so I really felt for Carl Urban's character. And then at the end, we find out, well, his wife wasn't raped. Like, she slept with him, got pregnant, and then, the company or whatever brought them so they could be raised separately. And basically, Homelander got lied to. And I thought Carl Urban's character was lying. And then someone pointed out in the comments of my review that Carl Urban wasn't lying. He was lied to. That's what he was told. So that's what he thought. It wasn't that he was lying. It was just that's what they were told. And it's crazy. The airplane scene is messed up on so many levels. I believe I watched that airport. I think I watched, not the airport, but the airplane scene. I think I watched the airplane scene, and I think I stopped watching the show for the rest of the day because it was kind of depressing. They had this airplane going down, and Homelander and Queen Maeve shows up, and they're trying to save things, and they make it worse. They make it so much worse. And Homelander's like, hey, everybody's going to be okay. Everybody's going to be okay. Like, we got to get the hell out of here. Otherwise, we're going to die, too. Like, we got to go. We got to go. And then, he's sitting there and he threatens, to blast everybody in the damn plane. And it's like, look, they're all going to die anyway. Why not just blast the people in the plane? And even Queen Maeve is like, look, we got to save some people. We got to save these people. It's like, look, you can't save them. And they sit there and they allow the whole plane to go down. It's like, and they started it. They started it, you know? Like, yeah, they were being hijacked or whatever by paper cutters, you know? But, like, Homelander comes in and he makes it worse. You know? He goes in there and fucking laser beams shit and just ruins the control boards and whatnot, where all they had to do was just simply, you know, he's strong. Beat the shit out of the guys. You know, you don't have to fucking laser beam every goddamn thing. And he made it worse, and all those people paid the price for that. And yeah, it was crazy, man. It really was. And the girl violating the Deep, that was crazy too. Because in the very first episode, I hated the Deep. The fact that he came in and was like, "Hey, you're part of the Seven now. Suck my dick." And she's like, "No." Like, yeah, he kind of like he basically sexually harasses her and forcefully gets her to suck his dick, you know. And then right away you're like, this character's fucking garbage. This is a garbage character. And I think they can't redeem's a big word. They don't redeem him. He's a fucking asshole all through the fucking show. But you know, they show you that, you know, he's not respected. Like people make fun of him. He's nothing but a joke in the Seven. You know, it's like, oh, it's the guy who talks to fish. Basically, the way Aquaman has always been portrayed is the way they treat the Deep, you know? And he tries to save the dolphin, and there's a whole thing, and it's kind of funny with the dolphin, and then the dolphin flies out and gets ran over. That kind of bothers me. I'm not into animal cruelty on TV. That bothered me a little bit. And then he tries to save the lobster dies. So everything he tries to do is just getting completely ruined. You know, he's ruined. But when the girl goes out with him and she wants to see his gills, and then she like starts fingering his gills, and she starts like masturbating. It was crazy. It was insane. I completely blocked that scene out until you guys mentioned it. Like, I really did. It was a crazy scene. So basically what he did to the girl, Starlight, what he did to her basically gets repaid back later on with the whole gill fingering thing, which is insane. But yeah, just... And then you had A-Train's girlfriend, who kind of feels like Lady Death. Or not Lady Death, but Lady Deathstrike. Kind of feels like her. And then, like, she kills the landlord by basically, you know, having his fucking head in between her legs. This show is just crazy sometimes. There's a lot of disturbing scenes in this show. But I think you're not watching it for the disturbing scenes, but they kind of have it in a sense of reality, to where you look at Watchmen. Watchmen had a lot of disturbing scenes in it too. You know, not only the comic book, but the movie as well. The movie and the comic book had some disturbing scenes. And, yeah, it was really... I don't know. I enjoyed the show a lot. I think... And I seen a couple people in my comments in my review upset that it was only 8 episodes. Someone's like, the only problem with this show is it's only 8 episodes. I'm like, no, that's the best part of the show. Is you don't want shows like 20-something episodes. You just don't want that. Like, I don't. You know, one of my biggest critiques on the Netflix Marvel shows, even though they're good, is they're like sometimes 4 episodes too long. Like, sometimes Daredevil will be 13 episodes. Oh, guys, hold on. And Punisher would be like 12, 13 episodes. Luke Cage would be 12, 13 episodes. They were all like 12, 13 episodes. And I was sitting there and I'm like, yeah, it's good, but you know how much better it would be if they trimmed off like maybe 3 to 4 episodes, make it a nice clean 10 episodes or 9 episode season, trim a little bit of that fat, you know, especially the last season of Punisher I really enjoyed. But the Jigsaw, Comic Chat coming in with a super chat. Deep is the next Wolverine in the X-Men reboot. I'm calling it. Kevin Feige better get on it. I don't want that guy in that shit, man. No. Well, why would you pick the Deep for as the next Wolverine? Right? No, not that guy, man. Not him. No. I don't want to see him anywhere near Wolverine. Cyclops, maybe. I think he can make a pretty good Cyclops. I think That's like saying Homelander is going to be the next Captain America in the MCU, man. It's just no. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. But I will say, whoa, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Hold on a second. But yeah, no, I do not want to see. Why would you even say that, man? That's not cool. The Deep. Nah. I don't see it, man. I don't. I can see him playing Cyclops, maybe like, yeah, Cyclops. I don't know why. I see him, but I automatically see Cyclops. Uh, I kind of want an Asian person for Submariner, but I was like, yeah, he could probably make a good Submariner, but I see more of an Asian actor playing Submariner, but who knows, Comic Chat, man. We'll have to wait and see, but I honestly think if they do reboot X-Men, well, when they do reboot X-Men, not if, when they reboot X-Men, I have a feeling they're not even going to touch Wolverine, man. I think Wolverine's going to be something later down the line because they want everybody to forget about Hugh Jackman right now. Hugh Jackman just got done doing the role with Logan. No matter who they cast, they're going to compare them to Hugh Jackman. So wait a little bit, man. There's no rush to put in. Gambit's good, man. David Gambit's good. That's a good call, buddy. Real good call. I can see Logan, or I can see Cyclops, but I think he might make a better fit as Gambit. I think you might be on to something, man. I think you might be on something. So there you go, Comic Chat. We're calling for Gambit. He's gonna be Gambit, man. That's also good, dude. That's also good. Homelander as Reverse Flash, yes. You know what the biggest problem with that is, though? They're never gonna do the Flash movie. That's never gonna happen. I just don't want to see a new Wolverine anytime soon. I just don't want to see a new Wolverine anytime soon, man. If they're gonna do Wolverine, I'd rather see X-23. I just think right now, they need to leave the Wolverine character alone for a little bit. Well, let's establish the X-Men, because let's not forget, guys, the Wolverine didn't come in right away into the X-Men. It was almost 100 issues in before Wolverine showed up in the X-Men. So we don't need to have Wolverine on the first movie. So, who knows? But yeah, it'll be great to get Homelander. Homelander, dude, as Reverse Flash, Homelander is a creepy son of a bitch. I guarantee you, after watching this show, there's gonna be some people up at WB or Marvel that's gonna look at it and be like, look, we can probably bring these characters, a couple of these actors in for sure. I can see Homelander in the Deep. Definitely. The rest kind of feel like TV actors. Like, I don't mean to say that in a bad way. Besides Carl Urban, and to be honest with you, Carl Urban feels extremely out of place in this show, because it's like, oh, this is Carl Urban, and these are all pretty much TV actors. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it kind of feels a little out of place, but it almost like he gives the show more, not gravitas, more credibility. You know what I mean? It gives the show more credibility that he's in it. And, like I said, I thought, it's a great show. Homelander as Reverse Flash would work because Homelander is creepy as a motherfucker. No, we don't want Homelander as Doom, because you're not going to see Doom's face. If they do the character right, if they do Doom's character right, you're not going to see Doom's face. And that kind of wastes Homelander. Then at that point, anybody can be Doom. Like, who would be awesome as Doom? Andy Serkis. I mean, if you're not going to see his face, why not put Andy Serkis in a role? I know he's Claw, but if you're not going to see his face, you can have Andy Serkis. That would be awesome. But no, you don't want to, because Homelander has got that creepy looking face, right? He's like, that guy is a douchebag, right? That's why he would work so well as Reverse Flash, because you look at Reverse Flash, you're like, that guy's a douchebag. So you don't want to put him as Doctor Doom, because that would just kind of just ruin the one feature that actor has. He can play a douchebag really well. Also, we're gonna say, I think the guy who plays the Deep could play someone in the Fantastic Four, maybe. Will Namor have star power as Aquaman? Namor doesn't need star power. He's got the MCU as star power. And don't forget, guys, Aquaman doesn't have star power. That was sheer luck that Aquaman blew up the way it was. 7 years ago, we were all making fun of an Aquaman movie. So it's not like Aquaman has star power all of a sudden. And that's just basically previous DCEU movies, Jason Momoa's name and James Wan's name. That's what that was. But Namor doesn't need star power because he's got the MCU, and the MCU is his star power. So, and I mean, look at that. Spider-Man crossed $1 billion. Captain Marvel crossed $1 billion. Every MCU movie this year crossed $1 billion. Did every MCU movie last year cross $1 billion? I can't remember. No, I don't think Ant-Man and the Wasp did. And yeah, so what did I think of Black Noir, the Snake Eyes guy? Someone spoiled some stuff for me from his comic book adaptation, the way he is in the comic book and who he really is, which, I'm not going to spoil that. If you guys want to know, you guys can read the comic or look it up. But I really didn't think of anything of the character. I was like, oh, this is just a guy who don't talk, who's sort of like Snake Eyes meets Batman, and he does kind of his own thing. And yeah, I really don't have nothing to talk about with the guy. I think he was my least favorite of the entire season. And because now I know what the twist is and who he really is, now I'm going to be more interested on if they can do that next season with him and see what they can do with him. So yeah, I don't know too much. I thought the character was okay, but nothing that I was like, oh my God, he's fantastic. But if they can do what I heard he actually is, who he is, I want to see where they go from that, because, things are interesting with Homelander as it is, so I'll be really curious to see what happens with that. You know what I mean, guys? But yeah, so. But this was a pretty good show. This was a show I had very low expectations of, because I had never heard of, and I walked out of it going, oh my God, this is good. And I was like, everybody needs to watch this. Everybody needs to watch this. And remember, I had no plans of watching it. It wasn't until the last time I live streamed when everybody was like, hey, Rob, you gotta review this. You gotta watch it. You gotta review this. And it was funny. The way I watched this, because like I said, I have no time in the day to watch stuff. I watched it on my cell phone, right? Like my cell phone right here. This is how I watch it. Look, I'm watching my stream right now so I can follow the chat. But basically, on my breaks, I get 2 15-minute breaks. I'm watching it, so that's half an episode. And then on my lunch period, I get an hour, so I watch it. Then I would come home, do a video, edit on one monitor, and watch it on the other monitor. Then I would go lay in bed and watch like an episode before I go to bed. So I was getting through it pretty quickly. So yeah, another thing I want to bring up was, I don't know how many of you guys seen Brightburn, but dude, if when that kid from Brightburn grows up, he's gonna be Homelander. Some idiot in the comment box in my review, oh my God, this guy, he's like, well, Rob, he's not gonna be like Homelander because the kid from Brightburn had a family and Homelander didn't really have a family because they're two different people. I'm like, yeah, I know they're two different people. I know that. I'm just saying like, why are you taking it literally? I'm speaking hypothetically that he kind of reminds me of the kid. Whatever. When people start taking things literally, then there's a problem, man. But I was speaking hypothetically, man. Do you think they missed an opportunity to make big money by not taking it to a big screen? No. I think they did exactly what they should have done. for several reasons. Here's the reasons. One, this property would not translate well to film. Okay, and what I mean by that is we got 8 episodes, 8 1-hour episodes. We got 8 hours. Okay, if you divide that by movie time, your average movie is about 2 hours. That would be 4 movies just to get this story. Okay, now could you cut some stuff out and do a two and a half hour movie? Sure, you can cut some stuff out, but then you're not going to be invested to the characters. You know, you're not going to get those moments with the Deep and the Dolphin. You're not going to get those moments, you know, with you know, just these character developments and, you know, with Starlight and Huey, and you're just not going to get those character moments if it went to the big screen. So right away, you're going to take an 8-hour movie and condense it down to 2 hours. So you're losing 75% of your story. The second thing is not everybody knows who the boys are, right? A lot of people don't know it's based on a comic book. A lot of people never heard about the comic book, right? We live in an age right now to where just because it's a comic book film doesn't mean it's going to make money in theaters, right? We saw Hellboy came out, and guess what? It bombed. Dark Phoenix came out. Dark Phoenix, the X-Men, Dark Phoenix, right? A well-known property. And guess what? It bombed. So you think if a movie came out, The Boys, right, people would go out and see it? Nah. You would have to cast all the characters by bigger main actors, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, maybe Henry Cavill's Homelander, or, you know, you're just bigger name actors in order to get the star power. Like have The Rock play A-Train or some stupid shit. You know, in order to bring in more of an audience. And like I said, you're automatically going to be cutting the balls off of the story because you're going from an 8-hour film to a 2-hour film. So it just won't work on a big screen. And not every property has to be on big screen. That's the thing. Not every property has to be on the big screen. You know, look at Watchmen. Watchmen, I think they've made it fit really well on the big screen. It can work as a series. Why the Last Man? This was a thing that they were trying to get going forever. Why the Last Man movie? You cannot do a Why the Last Man movie. Okay? In order to get the full essence of Why the Last Man, you need to do a series. It has to be a series. Because, one, Why the Last Man is pretty rated R. You know, Brian K. Vaughan wrote this thing. It's 60 issues, written for DC's Vertigo. Fantastic. One of my favorite comic books of all time. If you would do a movie, you're only going to get like 1/10 of the plot. And if the movie doesn't make money, you're not going to get a sequel. So you're not going to know what happens to these characters. Where if you have a 8 to 10 episode season on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever of Why the Last Man, you can fill out at least like 2 or 3 of the volumes, do a nice 30-issue run within the first season, or maybe a 20-issue run of the first season. Really give the characters time to breathe and you know, kind of, you know, really flesh out the story. Now, originally last year or the year before, Fox went ahead and ordered a pilot for Why the Last Man, and I guess it didn't go nowhere. I guess they didn't like it, and because the whole Disney merger probably got lost in the wind. So there's certain things that can translate over to movies, and there's certain things that can't. I think Invincible can definitely translate to a movie. It's like 143 issues, but it's much different than Why the Last Man, because the Why the Last Man, you kind of need the whole storyline. Where Invincible, you can basically take the first major story arc, have the turn where you hear about the Voltamites and all this and how they saved these people and all this, and then you see the turn with the father. The father turns, and then it's him versus his father for the movie. And then if it does well, you can do a second one. Invincible lends itself to a movie, even though I think it would probably be better as well as a TV show. But a lot of my things I say now is like, I much rather have series. I'm looking more forward to the Falcon Winter Soldier series than pretty much any movie in the MCU in Phase 4. Right? Like, we have a lot of good movies coming out and a lot of movies I'm looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to that Falcon Winter Soldier series. I want to see, one, I like the chemistry between Falcon and Winter Soldier. I want to be able to spend 8 to 10 hours with these characters. I want to see Sharon Carter come back. I want to see Zemo come back. I want to see Falcon trying to fit in as Captain America, and that's something you can't get with all that character development in one movie. So movies are great, but series can be just as good when done right. The Boys proved that. Game of Thrones has proved that. I'm hoping Mandalorian proves that. Daredevil has proven that. So hopefully it works, man. You know. So I'm praying. But I definitely think to answer your question, Comic Chat, I just think it makes more sense because a lesser known property, there's no way you're gonna make money right now. And the sad thing is, you look at all the movies this year, a lot of them flopped. Unless you're a Disney film, they're not really doing that well. You know, Godzilla 2 wasn't a flop, but it didn't really do that well in box office. Right now, Hobbs and Shaw is currently not doing that well. But Disney's making billion-dollar movies left and right. It's all about branding and stuff like that. And The Boys doesn't have that branding name that can guarantee that they're going to be making money. And they might actually lose money, and you would never even get another part. Where at least now we get a season 2. If there was one movie, we would get 80% less in story, and we wouldn't even get a sequel if it didn't make money. So, yeah. I don't know, guys, but anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you guys who donated using Super Chat. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you all. I got a video uploaded already for tomorrow. Oh, we got a Super Chat coming in from Slim Trave. Threw in that last Super Chat before I was about to call it. Which 2020 comic book film has the most potential to hit $1 billion? In my opinion, Wonder Woman, Venom, Black Widow has the best chance to do it. Out of those, first of all, I don't even know everything that comes out. I think MCU has 2 movies coming out next year. I think Eternals. So, I think Wonder Woman has the best chance to do it, especially after the success of Aquaman, and it's the next DCEU film, right? So people, small amount of people, but people are excited for the DCEU film. I'm just joking, DC fans. I'm just joking. But I think Wonder Woman will definitely hit $1 billion. Venom has potential, right? Only because the first one made so much. And if Andy Serkis and them can really knock it out of the park, Venom has the potential to. Don't see Black Widow doing it, man. To be honest with you, I think it's about 3 to 4 years too late for Black Widow. Black Widow should have came out in Phase 2 or early Phase 3. I definitely think Black Widow should have came out probably early Phase 3. Like right after Winter Soldier. When everybody's kind of going their separate ways and whatnot, Black Widow should have came out right then. Now they already killed off the character. Now this is going to be a prequel to the events going on now. People don't want to see... Well, look, one of the biggest critiques about Captain Marvel is it's a prequel to the MCU, where people don't want to keep going back. They want to see the next chapter in the story. And if Black Widow is going to come out and is going to be, taking place, before Infinity War and between Infinity War and Endgame, whatever the fuck is being taking place, you're going to start confusing some of the audience members, because you're going to get some of the casuals out there and go, oh, was that taking place after Endgame? Was it the time jump? What's going on, And they're just going to start... Kevin Feige is going to get to the point where they're going to start confusing people. And I just think Black Widow is about 3 to 4 years too late, unfortunately. But I think Wonder Woman definitely has the best shot out of these 3. But I'm going to put a dark horse on here that I think might have a shot too. And I think maybe now Eternals might have a shot. Depending on the reviews, Eternals might have a shot. Comic Chat comes in with a super chat. Joker early review saying it's 60-90 million opening weekend. The reviews have nothing to do with what it can potentially open as. Now, I know they're sending it to film festivals because they think this is very Oscar worthy, which I think it is too, just judging on the trailers. Um, but you have to remember this also, that anything with the Joker on it is going to sell. So the Joker, I mean, anything with the Joker in it is going to sell. So I would say about 60, 90 million sounds about right, but you can't just go off of reviews. You kind of got to look at the time frame. It's coming out in October. There's not really much coming out in October. You got the Joker, very mainstream character for the DC fans. You got this Oscar-looking movie. You got, Joaquin Phoenix. So, yeah, I would say 60, 90 million. Maybe over 100 million for his opening weekend might happen. But I don't think that has anything to do with reviews. I just think that has something to do with, the character, the time, and everything just kind of blending into this one convenient thing. So, thank you so much, Comic Chat, for your super chat. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I'm really, really tired. I got to get up super early in the morning. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys so much for your super chat donations. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for coming out, checking out the stream of The Boys. If you guys haven't seen the show yet, I definitely recommend you guys go check it out. I have a video coming out tomorrow about Starfire's new look in Titan Season 2. Unfortunately, for some reason, YouTube keeps demonetizing it. I deleted the video 3 to 4 times, re-uploaded it, changed the title, changed the thumbnail, and YouTube keeps demonetizing it. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but YouTube just does not want me to get paid for that Starfire video. But I just kept it up there anyway, demonetized or not. I just wanted to keep it up there because I was actually proud of the video and I liked the way the video came out. So it's coming out tomorrow morning. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head out for the night. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for coming watching. Thank you for super chats. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion, guys.